With this brief introduction, I would request Sudesh to take over the microphone. Anyway, just about all of you, I'm sure, are familiar with Sudesh. I don't need a separate introduction for it. The first, an introduction was already delivered in the previous lecture.
Can you give an introduction, because a lot of people are watching from out of the city.
Okay. Sudesh Pillutla has been in Houston for about 30 years now. He has an undergraduate degree and a graduate degree in chemical engineering. He worked as a chemical engineer both in India and in the US before he switched over to the software business. He is a consultant to Exxon in Houston. And of course, very clearly, he is a very reputed professional. However, Sudesh is also into the philosophical and the practice of Hinduism. He is very knowledgeable in the various scriptures. With this brief introduction, I'll hand the microphone over to Sudesh.
Thank you, Ramohan. Let's start with the Dhyana Slokam. Aruna Karuna Tarangitakshim Utapasam Kusa Pushpabana Chapam Animadi Viravrutam Mayukaihi Ahamideva Iddeva Vibhagaye Bhavanim Sadadeva Samarambam Vyasa Sankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Sri Matre Namaha. Good evening, everybody. It's nice to meet like this and talk about subjects we typically don't delve that much. More than a talk or a pravachanam, I would like to call it as a satsanga, because pravachanam presupposes that the speaker knows something more than me. Okay, so instead of saying that, I would say satsangam, because we are interacting with each other. I am sharing with what I learn, and you will share with me what you learn. That's why it's better to start as satsangam. Today's topic, I put the title as Demystifying Vidya. And I realized that in the very subject line itself, I have shown my ego by saying I'm here sitting to demystify the most mystical and esoteric subject line, stating that I know more than what the sages are meant to convey. So that's why it's a present continuous tense, demystifying. So we are unraveling certain aspects. I pray Bhavani to be in my mind as Purana Shakti to help me to bring out what I all want to say and the way I want to say, not using my own idiosyncrasies. Number two, belongs to my two main gurus. One, Swami Sri Paramatmananda of Vidya, the disciple of Swami Dayananda Saraswati, who has given me the bedrock foundation in Vedanta through recordings and listening. I have not met him in person, but he gave me the foundational strength and conviction of Vedanta. And my Pratyaksha Guru, Brahmasri Sri Samayam Shanmukh Sharma Garu, while Swami Paramatmananda gave me the foundation Raman Swamitama Garu gave me the edifice to actually see the greatest building and grandiose of our Sanatana Dharma. So, pronouns to both of them. My learning is mainly because of those two gurus, and of course, many other books and all I learned. Today is basically a continuation of the satsangam we did about a couple of months back, where I have introduced to the audience at that time the concepts of Sri Vidya. Before we go to Sri Vidya, I would like to spend about 10-15 minutes on the purpose of any such discussion. Why are we doing it? Is it a spiritual entertainment that we could be spending 2 hours here talking about something which makes us feel good and go back to our regular work? Or is it actually meant for something else? Most of our journey is from a human perspective. Whatever we discuss, the philosophies we have come up, they're all from a human perspective. The reason being, as a human, we are never happy where we are. Our very existence shows that we want to do something, to go somewhere, to be somebody, to be happy. Right? If you look at all our endeavors, are primarily for doing something. In order to do something, there has to be need and desire to do something. The desire is that my status quo is somehow not complete. I lack something, hence I want to go do something and get something and be happy. Most of us don't know what is that we want to get or where is that we want to be happy. What we all seem to know, seem to feel in our guts is that somehow we are not happy. It could be anything. It could be our own interpretation of what makes us happy as I want money, I want position, I want something. And we all seem to be going there. For all of us, action becomes the primary because in this place at this time in my status I'm not happy, and we have to do something to be somewhere else, someplace else, sometime else with some other status. So for us, everything is action focused, and that is the primary driving force of a human evolution, as opposed to other living beings. Again, it's a perception based on human mind that we presume that other living beings don't seem to have this desire to go do something else to be happy. Most of the animal worlds are happy with what they are programmed to be. They have very few needs in terms of hunger, procreation, fear, flight, survival, and they react just to satisfy them. They don't seem to have these very deep questions about what makes me happy. And only human beings seem to have it. So hence, right from early human being, this inquiry has started. What makes me happy? First of all, why am I not happy? And what makes me happy seem to be our fundamental driving force for our own very existence. Millions of years, thousands of years, millennial people have questioned, greatest minds have inquired about it. And various theories have come about, various philosophies have come about. And around the philosophies, various practices have come about, which took shape of religions and various things, and we are following it. Today, there seem to be two broad categories of pursuits. One, what we call the material secular pursuits to make one happy. Other is the spiritual pursuit, which seem to be different from material pursuit. So human beings are categorized the pursuits are two, material and spiritual. And hence the world has two types of people, one who believe in material pursuits and differently as spiritual pursuit, and they try to make two things separately. And some people don't believe in the spiritual pursuit because they think that whatever doesn't come into my own rationale is not that I accept, and spirituality is something that doesn't belong to our rationale. Hence, they say not spiritual. Some people say, no, I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. Here also, they have categorized spirituality as something very ritualistic, something more cerebral. And some people think that the cerebral part is better than the ritualistic part. And with all these various understandings and misgivings, we have put them in buckets and silos, and we follow. Some people they think they're rational and question the very premise of spirituality with the conviction that the rationality is sound. But they themselves know that their rationality is as good as their intelligence. Right? So they're okay to question the spirituality within their own limited intelligence. But when you question them, how do you know your rationality is big enough to encompass spirituality? They have no answer. For example, what happened after death? What is before birth? They don't have any rational answer. For them, it's okay not to have answers. Though they cannot explain rationally, they're okay to say, I don't know what it is, but I don't believe in spirituality. So we see a lot of people who tend to do that. But they do what we call quote unquote good things like charity and other things. But somehow for them, the spirituality is not in the realm of rationality. So this is how today we categorize all our things. We, or most of us, we come from a heritage and thought thinking process called Vedanta. And we have an extra burden. Unfortunately, we have an extra burden because any step towards going somewhere starts with a faith. Unless I have a faith that if I take a step, I won't fall down, I won't take a step. So the very act of taking a step, doing something, has inherent faith already embedded in this. Without faith, I won't make any step. So faith is the bedrock of our existence. But what is faith is something that we are unable to answer correctly. Over a period of time, today, modern terminology, when it comes to spirituality and religious lifestyle, the devotional aspect takes precedence. That seems to be the primary focus of our spiritual lifestyle. When you say devotional, we posit a superior being, much more superior than us in every aspect. Infinite knowledge, infinite power, omniscience, omnipotent. And we surrender to that power by doing certain things, and we call them bhakti. And we think that makes us happy. Most of the Hindus do that also. We also do that. But in Vedanta, which is the bedrock of Hindu philosophy, there is another layer that gets into the philosophical aspect of what this is, this faith. It tries to rationalize the faith aspect of our life. If I genuinely believe in a God that is manifested God, sitting somewhere, someplace, interacting with us to give me what I want, putting me through some tests, and if I do certain things, I'll get something. And if I do certain things such a level that I go to his abode and I'm happy there. It's a faith. All of us have this faith. This faith is something you can't question. You can't prove, you can't disprove. I can't prove that when I die, if I'm good enough, I'll go to heaven. I also can't disprove that I won't go to heaven. Right? That's why it's called faith. So there's no point in arguing, debating, questioning, inquiring about this type of faith. I have to come back after death to say that I went there with some photographs to prove, which I can't. Even to disprove, I can't go with me. I can't go with the dead body to show that you didn't go there. So this temporal and spatial reality called heaven or Vaikuntha is something is purely faith. And that we should not question. We should let people follow that because no point in questioning it. Because experience is something that we cannot question. Vedanta, while agreeing with all those things, posits a relative reality for these things. It says, just like a blue sky is real for all our practical experience. We cannot deny sky is not blue. As long as I'm seeing through human eyes from the atmosphere, I see sky as blue. It's a real, but it's a relatively real. It's not really real. Right? What Vedanta says is, yes, granted there may be a place where you can go and live happily, but it's still relatively real. As long as reality is relative reality, here is the fundamental, very profound statement Vedanta makes is, it is called samsara. As long as a reality is a relative reality, it is samsara. And that means that you and the place where you think reality exist separately as separate beings. Hence, you are different from the place you are going to be. You are different from the object of your devotion. As long as there's separation, there is an entanglement. What Vedanta said is, the problem you are facing, that you are suffering and you're not feeling, you're not happy, you are saying, I'm not complete, is because of this relative reality. As long as relative reality is there, you will suffer. And the reality is not relative, reality is absolute. In that case, there is no difference between you and your object of devotion. This is easier said than comprehend. When you say there is no place, no time, no being that is different from you, suddenly the onus is on us for justifying everything we do. If it's purely faith, then we have no need to justify anything. We just follow certain principles, certain rules and regulations. We are promised a happier time. There's no burden of proof on us. The moment I say I belong to a heritage, even though I don't day-to-day life practice these Vedantic principles, but I fundamentally believe in the teachers who gave us, like Adi Shankara, Vedanta. And my reality is that even though for practical purposes I seem to be behaving as if I feel there is a God and I'm worshipping a God. Once you say that, once we claim the heritage for Vedanta, then comes the problem that all those things are relatively real. Is there a meaning in doing it? Is there really what I'm doing is real or not? Is useful or not? That burden comes around it. You don't question that. Day-to-day life, you don't question that. But just imagine, just think that I come from a heritage where this is the fundamental question. This is the fundamental thought process. And the philosophical statement is that there is no you, no separate, nothing is separate from you. The moment that particular statement is made, that is our background, is our reality, our foundation. then comes the enormous burden of trying to find rationality in everything that we do. Hence, the word inquiry has come. When Tyagaraja says, Telisi Rama Chintanato Deva, what does he mean by Telisi Rama? Rama was son of Dasharatha, was king of Ayodhya, married to Sita, went to forest, fought Ravana, killed Ravana, came back. Is that knowing Rama? Really? If I just know that, am I better than not knowing and worshipping Rama? That much of knowing Rama and singing Rama's bhajan and not knowing anything about Rama and singing Rama's bhajan, what difference does it make? Am I really better? The answer seems to be no. Just because Rama was son of Dasharatha doesn't make me anything better than fellow who is worshipping Rama without knowing Rama's history. The historicity of Rama, that he was like me or maybe better than me, that really doesn't help us in our inquiry. It doesn't make us any better than a person who is just singing Rama's bhajan. So what is that knowing Rama means becomes very important. Hence, the inquiry. In this inquiry is where everything comes. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna made two fundamental statements, very important statements. He said, Yoga karmasu kaushala, samatvam yoga muchyate. So he made two statements. Both seem to be definition of yoga, the word yoga. One he says is a skill and efficiency in every action you do. And he's also saying a state of equanimity is yoga. What is it? Is it the skill and efficiency in action is yoga, or the state of equanimity is yoga? When you have a state of equanimity, there is no urge to get something because I'm already at peace with myself. When I'm at peace with myself, there's no need to go do something to get somewhere. Then, as long as there's no action, there's no question of skill in action. So one seems to be saying the other one is not useful. As long as I'm acting, I have to act with a reason to get something from action. There's no at peace. Both seem to be contradicting each other. So one we can say, one is a path function, one is a state function. My state I want to be samatvam, equanimity. That's what I want to be. If I'm not there, then I have to do something to get there. So my goal is to be at peace. Hence I'm yogi. Okay. But I'm not at peace. So I have to do something to go somewhere where I will be at peace. So one is a path function, one is a state function. The path function, the yoga, corresponds to karma yoga. The state function, the yoga becomes jnana yoga. Okay. So whichever state I am, I have the desire, the jnana, the mukshutvam, whatever the desire to perform action. While performing action, make sure that you give 100%. Make sure you give 100%. That's what Krishna is saying. Krishna is saying, make sure that while you want to go somewhere else, to be in a better state, a different state, while you're performing that action, make sure that you give 100% of your action. Try to be as efficient as possible. So to be efficient, I have to follow certain methodology to be efficient. Then I realized that, okay, at this stage I gave 100%, but I could be here. When I go at a higher level, then again I'm acting, again be 100% at this new high level. So at every level, be 100%. And at that level, to get 100%, get all the wherewithals, all the skills you require, all the techniques, all the instruments that you need acquire them to perform at 100% level. While doing it, see if you can go to a higher level. For example, I can walk 2 miles easily. Let's say every day I can walk 2 miles easily. That is my level. So when I'm walking 2 miles, make sure that I walk 2 miles without any problem, without any pain, without any palpitations, at a decent pace. You could walk like a crawling speed and say I achieved 2 miles. Or you can run at a decent speed at 100% of your capacity and go there. So at a 2 mile speed, a 2 mile walking thing, you are now looking better. Then you say, I can actually run a half marathon. So from a 2 mile speed, I am becoming better to do half marathon. And from half marathon, I can do full marathon, or I can climb Mount Everest. So I am increasing my capacity, and at every time, like for example, the other day we went to mountain. We climbed Mount Everest. Sorry, Mount Whitney. Mount Whitney. Yes, compared to people who are sitting at home, we did achieve something. But while we are summiting the mountain, there are people who are doing much better than us. We were tired, but the people who are like running through, we both are going same place. We achieved exactly same thing. We both have submitted the mountain. We came back. But some people did without any effort. Some people did with a lot of effort. So if the task is to summit, becoming better doing it. If Mount Whitney is easier, Mount Kilimanjaro is difficult, then prepare to go to Mount Kilimanjaro or Mount Everest or space travel. So everywhere you have to have the method and the practice to become better, to become 100%, then you become a karma yogi. Traditionalists will chide me if I use the word karma yogi here, but I'm taking liberty to use the word karma yogi here because karma yogi has a different connotation. Then, as you are going up, go to a state where you are also at peace. So this seems to be our endeavor, a formula that our great masters have given us. Hence, our whole lifestyle is to work for a purpose, not just work for a purpose, and while working, becoming better at what we are. Success is knowing your potential, living up to potential. So today, if you can walk 2 miles, walking 2 miles makes me successful. Then I realize that I can actually walk 10 miles. So now I realize my higher potential. Walking 10 miles, I'm successful. So realize your true potential. While you are knowing your potential, live up to your potential. But in the process, know your true potential. And here is where Vedanta comes and makes a sweeping statement. Your true potential is infinitude. It says Aham Brahmasmi. Right? So, success is knowing my true potential, which is Aham Brahmasmi, and living up to that potential. So these two makes a success. And we all are doing that in some way or not. We find various ways and avenues to do these things without knowing. Some of us volunteer at the temples. Some of us do parayana. Some of us do charity. Some of us teach. We all seem to be doing some things that is increasing our potential and making us better. But, for example, if I walk 8 miles, great. I spend 4 hours walking 8 miles. Is it the efficient use of my time? Right? I go in the morning, walk for 4 hours, walk 8 miles. I say, oh, I walk 8 miles. But I spend 4 hours. Yes, walking 8 miles is a great achievement, but spending 4 hours walking 8 miles, is it efficient or not? The answer is no. then what is the efficient use of my time to get the same success? Only a teacher can tell us, right? If you use our own self-help, we may not know what exactly is 4 hours is good, or do 2 hours of sprint and do 2 hours something else to achieve the same success. The teachers seem to tell us, and our experience tells us too. Here is where, in Hinduism, various practices are given to help us to act the most efficient way. To act the most efficient way. Any action we do every action for a purpose, towards a purpose. What is the purpose? Purpose is to be happy. I'm not here defining what happiness is. It's a totally different subject. But we all know what happiness is somehow. You don't have to be told. We all know happiness is. Something I lack, I get, I'm happy. So being complete seems to be happiness. I don't have money, I get money, I'm happy. I don't have love, I get love, I'm happy. I don't have position, I get position, I'm happy. What I don't have, my incompleteness, when it becomes completeness, I'm happy. So being complete seems to be giving me happiness. And I am performing every action to do that. So here is where Hinduism has given practices to make you the most efficient worker. Okay? While the foundational principle is that know your true self to be happy, know that your happiness doesn't depend on anybody else, anything else. Your happiness completely depends on you, is the fundamental statement of Hinduism. Not that you go to heaven, you're happy. Okay? Not that you get somewhere, you're happy. Not that you get something, you're happy. You are happy by yourself. That is the fundamental statement that Hinduism is making. Okay? That is the fundamental statement of Aham Brahmasmi actually. You are Purnam. Purnamadaha Purnavedam Purnamadaha means you are Purnam by your own nature. You don't become complete by adding something. You're already complete. But you don't know you're complete. Hence, you have to know you're complete. It's what making. But while that is the bedrock, the edifice that Hinduism has given is how to get there. Hinduism has also realized that not everybody will be at the same level. They will be at a different level in the spectrum of qualifications. So Hinduism has given various methods to do that. Hinduism doesn't separate the pursuit as material pursuit or spiritual pursuit. In Hinduism, everything is spiritual pursuit. Every single pursuit is a spiritual pursuit. We, in the modern contemporary age, call it a material and spiritual. In Hinduism, you are doing everything to become better. Okay, that is spirituality for them. In the process, the method you follow to become better became a religion. Religion is something, a methodology is given to become the most efficient person, became religion. And we call it, the word religion may give a different connotation, that's what it is, a set of practices. So, for example, if I'm unhealthy, I make my body better, I become healthy, is what we all seem to know in our life. If I'm unhealthy, I want to become healthy. Because we define our body as a physical body. When the moment you say body, somehow we think that body is a physical body. I have to work my body out to become healthy. That's what we all think. Hinduism says body is not just physical body. Here is where the fundamental difference. The definition of the anatomy of the body makes spirituality all encompassing, as opposed to body as a physical body and everything else is non-physical. That's what the fundamental difference. In Hinduism, the body is not just physical body. Hinduism body is the physical body, the pranic body, the mental body, the intellectual body. All these layers of body is called body, Sarira. Okay? You are not your Sarira. You are above your, beyond your Sariram. Sariram is an adjunct, limited adjunct that you are having, but you are not that. For you to, you are always healthy. You, the real self, is always healthy. What is sick is this body. You are always healthy because you are not this body. What is sick is the body. And the sickness is not just physical body, all these 5 bodies. And they have given this anatomy and then went on to go delve into this anatomy in more fundamental way. Okay? Here is where Sri Vidya comes into the picture. Sri Vidya is a technique. The Vidya, word Vidya, normally we think it's learning, knowledge. But in the parlance of this Sri Vidya, Vidya means upasana, means a mental exercise. Vidya means a mental exercise. And on top of it, the Sri Vidya typically is mental exercise with the object of our devotion, a feminine form. Though the reality is not feminine or masculine, we somehow give feminine and masculinity for our own convenience, taking an object of our revelation, our pursuit, as a feminine force, and pursuing that object is called Vidya. Okay, that is the technical term. Of course, there are other Bhuma Vidya and all in other Upanishads are there, but generally when you say Vidya, it is a pursuit of an object, the feminine force. In Hinduism, everything is grand imagery with the stories and all, so that we remember them. It's not like a textbook formula that we have to by heart. But if we make it as imagery, as a story form, it's very easy to remember for generations to come. So the genesis of Vidyas has given us Dasamahavidyas. The story that Satya wanted to go to meet Daksha Prajapati in the Yajna because he hasn't invited them. Shiva says, don't go. And she's insisting to go. And Shiva turns her away to go. Don't talk to me. I'm bored with you telling you don't go. He turns away. She stops him in one form. That becomes Kali. He turns the other direction. She becomes Tara, Bhuvaneshwari. Like that, every direction he goes, she comes as one form and stops him. And each one of them has become one Vidya. So it's an allegorical, symbolic way of remembering. They have given 10 Vidyas. And in India, length and breadth of India, Bharat, there are places where all these 10 are practiced. Each one of them is so has science behind it, the technique behind it. In one of them, the third one is called Tripura Sundari, one of the form of this Vidya. That Tripura Sundari Vidya is also called Sri Vidya. And it became popular in southern India, and maybe because of Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, because he has made Sri Vidya into a very popular science and gave all the methods. And so Sri Vidya is an aspect of a practice that is popularized by Adi Shankaracharya. The foundational books that we have, there are a lot of books, a lot of scriptures, that was very popular among us is Lalita Sahasranamam. Lalita Sahasranamam is primarily 1,000 names of goddess. But in the 1,000 names, it is a complete text of the Sri Vidya. Okay. And Shankaracharya also wrote another book called Saundarya Lahari, which is also a great book on Sri Vidya. There are other Subhavodaya Stavam written by Gaudapada, Bhavanopanishad, Kamakya Vilasam. There are some other books that are actually more deep. But for us, Lalita Sahasranamam is the foundational book that if you study them, you understand Sri Vidya. And the supplemental books are Lalita Trishati and Kankamala. Okay. like I said in last talk, the whole cosmos is made up of, is actually the body of God. That's how we think the whole cosmos is made up of, the body of God. For us, Ishvara is not a being. Ishvara is the body of Ishvara is the whole Shariram itself. Okay. And we give the individual body same importance as the cosmic body. Okay. So the individual, if you can exercise the individual body, you are kind of becoming one with the cosmic body, is the fundamental equation that they put. A is equal to B, Aham Brahmasmi is just that, Tathomasi is that. Individual is equal to cosmic. So Sri Vidya takes the individual body, dissects it into various levels, and says the anatomy of body is a flow of energy, the regulation of energy. Once you regulate the energy properly, you can become efficient. And in the process, they said, the energy has certain junctions and it flows through. They come to a junction and it flows through. And the junction point is along the spine. All the conduits that take are called nadis. There are thousands of conduits that take the pranic force, go around the body, energize the body, make the body healthy, come back, join together, again go, again. So like that, they have modeled the body. These junction points, they call chakras. There are about 6 chakras. Okay, 6 chakras in the body from here to body. And the whole thing is that your present status should be somewhere in the bottom. Okay, so we are human, but we are subhuman too, because we have animal instincts. We are humans. They become superhuman, suprahuman, and supreme being. Okay, so the way they model it is, they say your potential seem to be at a level, and from there you have to elevate your potential. When you work out, you feel great. When you just do a workout, you feel great. When you do a breathing exercise, you feel great. You seem to have a better sense of beingness, healthy feeling. That means that you have increased your potential. The moment you do workout, you increase your potential. Okay, so that means that you already increasing your potential. So they say the default state where human being resides, they call that Swa Adhisthana. Swa, your own self, Adhisthana, base. That's where you're supposed to be. Your humanness should be at Adhisthana. But because of so much of confusion and lack of discipline, we seem to indulge in things that makes us subhuman. We become indulgent. We just do things the way we think as the desire draws us. Just like an animal. Animal doesn't discriminate, doesn't have a delayed gratification. They do immediately whatever they want. So we go at a lower level. Most of us are supposed to be at Swa Adhisthana, but we go below. And that below they call Mooladhara. Mooladhara. That's where we are. So, though as a human beings, without any workout, without any spiritual exercise, our status is supposed to be Swadhisthana. But we tend to gravitate towards Mooladhara and we go down and we become an indulgent beings. We don't seem to have any discipline. We eat, our cholesterol goes up. You're not supposed to eat certain food. We eat them. And because why? Animal instinct, the desire to eat. We eat them. We're supposed to work out every morning. We don't work out. We become fat. Okay? So every action we do, we seem to be doing very indulgent action. There's no discipline. Normally, I'm not talking about everybody. I'm sure a lot of people are disciplined. Generally, I'm actually reflecting my own self. Okay? We seem to be at a subhuman level, at an animal level. So that's why the health is called swasthata. Swasthiti is your health. Your natural state should be supposed to be healthy, but we are not. We have to work a lot to become healthy. So, this rising of your potential, your health from subhuman to human, and they say you can be better than human, you can achieve greatness, is called in a tantric way called Kundalini. Kundalini is a coiled serpent. Coil means, the moment you say coil, it is a symbol for potential energy. The coiled watch is potential energy. So when you say coiled serpent, means that you are in a potential form sitting there. You have to unwind to become kinetic and to become better. So that unwinding of your potential energy to become kinetic energy is called a rising of Kundalini. Okay. So that arising of your potential to go to your best potential is the Sri Vidya technique that they get. Okay. But here is where I take a pause and can you go to the PowerPoint? Last time I kind of covered these aspects and we didn't cover Kargamala and Sri Chakram in detail. Go back. Use a back arrow. Go into presentation mode.
Yeah.
Can you share your screen? Minimize. Go to Zoom. You're not sharing. Okay, share on the agenda. Share that. Click on share. Button and blue button now. That's okay. Okay, can you go back to PowerPoint presentation? Can you help?
It's actually share the right thing. Make me share the monitor. That's not what I want to share.
You see PowerPoint there?
Yeah,
That's right.
Fill up PowerPoint and share.
Zoom also sharing.
No, I can't see here. Go back. Okay. So first slide is just title, Demystifying Vidya. One. I covered all those things, the books. Okay. So brain has activity. When you are right?
No, I just wanted to make it smaller.
Yeah, that's okay.
Covering it.
Yeah. So brain, we have three major brain functionality: limbic system, cortex, and brain stem. The emotional part of brain is called limbic system. The thinking is cortex, neocortex, and obviously the fear and flight is called the brain stem. Brain activity is measured in some frequency. So when we are normally talking like this, casual, we are in a range called beta. Okay. So that thinking, regular talking, problem solving, what we are doing is beta range. So all of us in the waking state, we're in beta range. When you are relaxed, you close your eyes, just relax a little bit. You are alpha range. When you are meditating, you're going or dreaming, you're going to theta range. When you're in deep sleep, you go into delta range. All of us, we go through these 4 states every day. Okay? Simple meditation will keep it in theta range so that we get quiet. Sometimes when you're thinking very hard, you're problem solving, you're so focused, you get an aha moment, aha, or eureka moment. That's when your brain is doing a lot of activity. It's called gamma. Okay? The gamma is where you are going into almost a zone called intuition. It's not a methodical, rational thinking, it's an intuitive mind. And most of us, sometimes we get into that half a second intuition. I bet when Archimedes got eureka moment, he was in that zone. Einstein, when he got this brilliant idea of theory of relativity, he was in that zone. When Newton thought about gravity, he was in briefly that zone. All of us, we go sometime or other in that zone. But that zone is where we become intuitive. Why is it important? All the subject we are learning, Aham Brahmasmi and Tattvamasi, it stays in intellectual zone all the time. I know Aham Brahmasmi, I never feel Aham Brahmasmi. Okay. Right? Even for all of us in the modern day, with so much of scripture available in YouTube and everything, these statements are not new to us. You don't have to, oh yeah, Aham Brahmasmi? Nobody has to says that. Yeah, I know Aham Brahmasmi. I know Tattvamasi. But we seem to be only grasping it at an intellectual level. It doesn't become our intrinsic nature. I never feel Aham Brahmasmi. However, I study. Because my inquiry stayed short of intuitive level. My knowledge has not become intuitive knowledge. Only when the knowledge becomes intuitive, that becomes experience. Okay, so it's very important in a spiritual pursuit to really reach the end goal that our knowledge or pursuit has to go into intuitive level. That means that somehow we have to be more in gamma range. We can't afford to be in gamma all the time. At least we have to be in a gamma to take us to that level once in a while. The research happening today is found that the sound can take us to gamma. Certain sounds can take us to gamma. Simple Brahmari meditation can take us to gamma region. They found it. So a lot of research happening. Just go Google mantra and gamma. You'll find a lot of literature. This cutting edge research is happening today. Okay, and they're finding that mantra can take us to gamma. Okay. This is the key aspect of Sri Vidya. Sri Vidya is use a sound mantra as a catalyst, as an accelerator to take your potential to intuitive level. That is the fundamental methodology that Sri Vidya is using. Sri Vidya is saying, use various techniques. Use yoga, the physical hatha yoga. Use pranayama. Use other things, but also implement a mantra in your daily practice so that your brain activity goes into a region where suddenly the same thing you're Lalita Sahasranama you're reading, a new vista opens up. What was there in front of you, that's why it's called Rahasya Vidya. Rahasya Vidya means that it's in front of you, but you can't make out of it. Okay? It's Rahasya in the sense that it's in front of me, but I can't find it. But when you go into the gamma region, the same text you're reading suddenly opens up, reveals itself, just like everyday's experience of gravity has revealed itself as a science and a formula and a cosmic law in Newton. Everybody is facing gravity every single day. But in the intuition, it revealed itself. The same way, the Lalita Sahasranama that we are all reading will reveal itself to us and show the inner embedded beauty in it if you are in that region. Hence, mantra has become a crucial accelerant, a catalyst in Sri Vidya. Okay? Sri Vidya uses mantra to go. Next slide. Use right arrow.
Down arrow. Okay, next button.
Okay. So I said 6 chakras, right? I said 6 chakras. Muladhara, Swadhisthana. So they have given names. Muladhara, which is at the base of your body, at our anus. Okay. Then slightly above, at genitals, it's called Swadhisthana. At navel, Manipura. At cave of the heart, Anahata. At throat, Vishuddhi. At eyebrow, Ajna. And there is a chakra which is not a physical chakra. Okay, it's chakra, Sahasa chakra. So they are given 7 chakras. 6 are what we can play with. 7th is our natural self. So we can't exercise 7th. We just go there. Okay. The 6 are what we can actually play with. So great sages, I don't know how they found out. They found a color, a sound, a mantra. Not every mantra is efficient at every place. So they found a particular medicine, a particular sound vibration at a particular focus point is actually good for you. So they give lam, okay, for Muladhara. So the whole technique is that you emanate the sound lam. I don't know what frequency. There's a frequency also. We say lam, lam or lam. We don't know that. That is where teacher has to tell us what frequency you have to say something so that it becomes better. You say that while putting focus on a particular body part, Muladhara, then you're actually energizing it. That is the theory behind it. Like that they have lam, vam. Those who practice, there are a couple of you who practice Kriya Yoga. In Kriya Yoga also called Chakradharana or Chakra Suddhi. So where you use these sounds, while they are given color also, use the color. And as you go up, you can vibrate it. That is the general philosophy. Next slide, please. Okay, you go. You want to type that? Okay, go ahead again. Okay. Okay. So here comes now. I gave the sound thing. We need some kind of a instrument to latch on to. When you sit in front of God, there is a figure of God in front of you. Right? There is a Lalita Devi, Krishna, Rama, a pictorial representation gives us a better handle to focus. Okay, so that for us, most of us, we need some kind of latching to hang on to so that we can focus. That is the pictorial nama rupa representation of the divinity is that touch. Now, if you just use a humanoid form, or Lalita Sasana, Lalita Devi, with a human body, wearing clothes, it really doesn't give us any great insight. It's just like my picture, like our picture. But they embellish it by putting 4 hands. Okay, I'm giving a vahana. So that when you inquire why 4 hands, what is there in the hand? Or multiple heads? Or what is the vahana? That better representation gives us more questions and answers. When you try to look for answers, gives better insight. So instead of just worshipping my own picture, I put 2 hands, put a better dress, and put some weapons, and each weapon is different, and the symbol of hand is different. And I inquire, why is the hand like this? Why is the hand like this? What is in this hand? Why is she holding pasam and kusam? Why are there five flowers? Okay, why is that vehicle is a tiger or lioness or Garuda? When you inquire, the same symbol now providing us a better opportunity to inquire. So one such symbol to latch onto is also called a Sri Yantram. So, but like any picture, the picture has to give us something to question, inquire about. That thing is, the way they said is, okay, first they question the cosmic creation. Okay, every question, inquiry comes, how am I? What is the world? How is the world formed? Even today, modern science is asking the same question. How is the world formed, right? So first they said, okay, there are 4 aspects of the world creation, like the Sushti. World creation, Sushti is a better word. Unmanifest, manifest, cosmic mind, cosmic ego. They're given 4 aspects. How the unmanifest before Big Bang has come into being. The first 4 aspects are unmanifest, avyakta, vyakta, mahat, ahankara. They give 4 aspects. These 4 they call it rising aspects. Okay, and they call it masculine. Just to give a better. And they're given as a 4 triangles. So first they said, okay, let us give you a picture so that you can latch on to, just like a picture of Lalita Devi that we use every day. And instead of that, let us give a better picture so that you have more opportunity to question, inquire. In that, let us say cosmic creation, 4 triangles. Okay, the next slide. They said, okay, now after that it is getting more and more thicker. So first, Panchabhutas. Most of you know this terminology. You don't have to go into that, right? Panchabhutas. How the evolutes happen. After this cosmic ego, the first evolute is Akasha, most subtlest space. From there, Vayu, there's a Vayu wind aspect. Okay? Then Agni, Jala, Bhu. This is a modeling of the world. It can be different. Today, we give Big Bang and coalescing of all the atoms and particles becoming, because of gravity becoming planets and stars. And we have today modern science is given a different model. This is one model. Right or wrong, different matter. It's a one model. So space, wind, Agni, Jala, Vayu. Given properties to this. They said, okay, space means Sabda. The sound is the property of space. Agni has sound plus shape. You can see, you can't see space. You can hear sound, but you can't see space. When it is Vayu, you can see, you can feel Vayu. You can feel wind. And obviously, sound is there. So Vayu has 2 aspects. Agni has 3 aspects. Sound, touch, and shape. You can see, you can't see wind, but you can see fire. Okay. Jala, sound, touch, shape, and rasa. You can actually taste it, right? And Bhu, you can smell also. So Bhu has all 5, Jala 4, right? And if you look at them, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, you get 15. This number is very important in Sri Vidya. Okay? So this 4 triangles going up, 5 triangles going down. When they intersect, they become multiple triangles as they intersect. You see in the next slide. Okay? And this 15 is from a time aspect, they are called Tidis. Tidi. Pajami. Vidya, Tadiya. 14 days, 15 days, right? And this 4 plus 5 become multitudes of triangles as they intersect. Actually, next slide. They become 43 triangles. Next slide, please. Okay. So that left side is basically the 4 triangles plus the 5 triangles. When they come together, they become 43 triangles. Now, why triangle? Because in our human world, everything is 3-dimensional. Space is 3-dimensional. Time is 3-dimensional. Past, present, and future. Okay? Knowledge, knowing, knower. Seeing, object of seeing, the past of seeing. Okay? Everything, gunas, 3 gunas. Status, dreaming, waking, sleeping. Okay, there's so many triads that we are stuck in a three-dimensional world. Not necessarily just three spatial dimensions. Most of our things are three-dimensional. So, to represent the three-dimensionality of our existence, everything is times. Okay? And they put a dot in the middle. And God said, that is a goal. Dot is a goal. Dot is the avyakta, where you are one with beyond the three-dimensional world, beyond the triads, beyond this, all those in Vedanta called Turiya, the fourth state. Okay, that is the goal. They put that. Then they added some extra dimensionality in the form of petals. Okay, you see petals there, and circles and 5 squares. They added this symbology and said, this is your object of your devotion. Take this, start inquiring about it. Okay, this is, you can inquire on anything, but take this, it's useful because it has so much of philosophy behind it, so much of technique behind it, so much of encoded symbology behind it. If you have time and space, time and wherewithal, as you inquire this, the whole thing reveals to yourself. They gave this. This they call Sri Yantra, Sri Chakram. And they said, start meditating on this. So, those who worship Sri Vidya, meditate on this. Like anything else. Most of us simply worship it. Like we spend all our life reading Vishnu Sahasranam. We spend all our life reading Lata Sahasranam. For us, they're just names. But if you start inquiring into the same names, more reveals. So, you can say, one thing I want to emphasize. In the beginning, I said faith. One important faith that distinguishes Hinduism as opposed to others. Because when we talk like this, somehow the talk can be misconstrued as, oh, just doing parayana is not great. Okay, you can ask later. Okay, just doing somehow without saying, there is subliminal message given by the speaker saying that, oh, you actually have to inquire, not just do parayana. There's a chance that people can understand like this because we are trying to. This is great technique behind it. What I'm doing. Okay, but the fundamental belief in Hinduism, which distinguishes Hinduism from other systems of belief, which is a very, very important aspect called theory of karma. Karma theory. Okay, karma siddhanta. It's very important. It's a great hypothesis, and it just like Einstein put universal constant as a hypothesis to explain the whole equation. He just put some assumption and said, you assume this, you can solve everything. Same way, the theory of karma is a great hypothesis to explain a lot of things. It's very difficult to prove theory of karma. Now, theory of karma is very evident in our day-to-day life. Today, I go run for 10 miles. Tomorrow, I suffer with body pains. Action, the result of action, is very evident. Is evident right from the day we are born till the day we die. Very evident. We have it's proven beyond doubt. So much so that Leibniz and Newton said deterministic theory. I think Leibniz said, oh, tell me everything wherever I can tell you exactly where is the next state of it. The deterministic theory. So in day-to-day life, you can say, okay, oh, you have cancer or your blood clots, or are you a smoker? Oh yeah, okay. So we can assume to say your action and your present state. And your action being today, what will happen tomorrow? Oh, you're eating so much of ghee, you will develop cholesterol or blood pressure, whatever. Seem to be very grasped under rationality, right? There's no belief system here. Now, all the things becoming zero the day you die, right? I'm ahead of the greatest things in life or the worst things in life. When I die, all the actions without getting the result of action, gone. Is it possible? Why is it he is so consistent from birth to death? Becomes like one of those quantum theories where nothing is probable. Why is such a sudden drop in the equation? The moment you die, nothing you did so far, all the bad things you did so far, all the good things you did so far, why is that everything become null and void? Rationalists will never be able to explain this. In spite of so much of conviction they have in the rationality, they said, I don't know. What happens after death, I don't know. But the hypothesis that karma theory says is that, look, nothing is wasted. The momentum of this action will give another body where you're starting with the action, the result of your actions. Agami karma, Panchita karma, we're given them. So why is it important? Anything you do, nothing is wasted. If you simply do Parayanam, nothing is wasted. Okay? We can start next life at a higher pedestal. Okay? So please do not assume that I'm criticizing somebody and say, just doing Parayanam is of no use. Okay? It is just to give a more inspiration to say, look, you spent 40 years doing Radha Sasanamo, maybe time to go a bit deeper. Because in this law of karma, we don't know what birth we take next life. Next life, you could be a lizard and forget about all this Vidya. Okay? So we don't know when the next human birth will come. Because of the unknowability of the theory of karma, we say, look, there is Ramachandranji. Because we don't know what is the next life. By the time you get another human life, it could be so many years away. Because of the unknowingness, unknowing aspect of it, we say, know what you do so that you can make use of the life you got, opportunity you got. So, the Sri Yantra is meant for Parayana, but Antarmukha Samaraja, Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. She's saying, look, by worshipping outside, you do it, I need my fingers to count in the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After I'm in masters and working, I still do 1, 2, 3, 4 counting. People say, why are you still using your fingers to count 10? So I need fingers to count 10 in the very beginning of my life, but I can't use my fingers to count 10 throughout my life. It's common sense, right? Same way, use this to practice in the beginning, but the common sense is that get beyond it. So this is what Sri Yantra is. Next slide, please. Okay. So if you look at it, the previous slide, it is a two-dimensional projection of the 9 triangles. Okay? And the middle is the top. Now this picture, make it like this, make it horizontal, hold in the middle and pull it up. Imagine, do a mental exercise, pull it up. It's possible that I can get into multiple layers. So these are the 9 layers. Okay? So top is the bindu. Then in the myriad of triangles, the first is that one triangle. Then you have 8 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 10, 14. Okay, the triangles are over. Then you have petals. 8 petals, 14 petals. Then there is a region, square region. Okay. Now, obviously, because we are in the inquiry mode, the question comes: why can't everything be a triangle? Why couldn't I add a few more triangles to make all 9 triangles? Now, I try to research. One answer I found is in the beginning, as you are practicing, you're blossoming. Right? You're blossoming like a petal, like a flower. Slowly petals are opening and you are blossoming. Once you go beyond subhuman to human, now you're going to spiritual level, then triangles come into the picture. Okay? So first chakram, the last slide, last picture you see with all the orange, is they're given a square. Of course, they're given a square, give 4 entrances, just to say you can come from all 4 directions. It's a picture representation. That region they call one avarana. Then 18 petals, they call different avarana. 8 petals, different avarana. Then 5 triangles, set of triangles, one bindu, all 9 became 9 avaranas. Okay, next slide please. Okay, that's what I want to say here. Okay, Bhavana Upanishad is a book that actually delves into, among all Upanishads, a handful of Upanishads are with the Devi as the object of our inquiry. I think 8 or 10 of them. One is Bhavana Upanishad. In that Upanishad, they use the body as sea chakra. Okay, the body itself as sea chakra. Next slide will show you that. Okay, body as sea chakra. So all the verses help you to understand which part of the body is which chakra. Okay, next slide please. Okay, so what you see in the top is the three-dimensional project, the one-dimensional projection of the sea chakra we saw, and I asked you to turn it around, hold the bindu and pull it up. That is the left side. Okay, and this is the projection of that three-dimensional figure onto your body. Okay, so they are given the 6 chakras under bindu, 6 plus 1 7, but we need 9. So they have, as we go higher in spirituality, the 2 more chakras they gave here, avaranas, not chakra, avaranas, from the eyebrow to the top bindu, they are divided into 2 more, just from an energy conduit points of view. So 7 plus 2, 9. They said these 9 are these 9 areas. Okay. Now your task is to go up. The task is to go up. That is the whole exercise, just to go up. Now, as you know, I'm a mountaineer. We summit. The task is to go to summit. The shortest path is to just go straight up. Right? That's the most difficult path. Straight climbing a mountain, especially something like Mount Whitney or the Spike Peak or Kilimanjaro. Some people do that. There are some great people who just go up straight up. Okay, but most of us can't do that. So we have to traverse. We have to somehow follow some kind of a path to go from one level to 1,000 feet, 1,000 feet, 1,000 feet to go. Finally, there is a switchback. We call switchbacks. Okay, and finally go to summit. So in theory, we just straight go up, right? But it's important for most of us to use switchbacks, to use now one of the major obstacles in this kind of path. In all those things, you see, there's no need for a God here, right? I'm giving you a simple exercise. I said, okay, you have certain levels of energy, you exercise, you become better, you go there. So there is no absolute need for a divine object as God, a Bhagavan, a Devi. There's no need for it. Indeed, the foundational aspect of Aham Brahmasmi, there's no need for a separate God. I am God, really. But most of us are not there. Okay? One of the major problems we have in getting into the ultimate goal of being happy is a limitedness that we have. We think we are limited. We think the world is somewhere out there and I need to go get something from there. That limitedness is there. That is the major obstacle that we call ego. Ego are the 2 egos. One ego, my individuality. To interact with you, unless I know I'm different than you, I won't interact with you. So that's a very important property that we need to have to interact with the world. But there is also another ego called ahankara mamakara, right? Ahankara, which is also obstacle. This is they found that this is a very major obstacle. You can work out without any of this divine being and get the goal, self-inquiry. You can do that, like Vidya did, great people did. But it is easy to go if you posit a divine figure. Example I want to give you is this example is very useful. I want to pluck the fruits of jackfruit. Okay, most of you have seen jackfruit. especially from Pillutla district. You probably actually did the work. The moment you put your hand into that, it gets sticky. Very difficult to pull it out and very difficult to get them out. Best thing is put some oil. Put some oil to your hands. You can easily go inside, pluck jackfruit, nothing touches you. You can easily wash out oil. Bhakti, the Saguna Bhakti is an oil. You cannot not avoid interacting with the world. Plucking the jackfruit is the interacting with the world. It gets very entangled, very sticky. All the problems will come. You cannot avoid it. Like Krishna says, not even 1 minute, you cannot work. But the very act of doing anything makes you entangled in the world. So how to navigate the world? Use this oil called bhakti. Useful. You could use without oil, but then use chemicals to clean your stickiness. But use oil. Oil, the Saguna Bhakti, easy to get rid of. And go to Nirguna Bhakti. Use oil. Okay? But how long you will use this bhakti or this knowledge that you're well with us? Somewhere you have let go. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. Krishna said, the world is made up of trigunas. Even Veda is trigunas. Get out of that. When he said that, it doesn't mean that get out in the very beginning. Get involved, use trigunas, use Vedas, i.e. the ritualistic part of Vedas, to get a state where you get out. Another example I want to give you, these two examples are very useful to correlate. Let's say you are a pole vaulter. You are a pole vaulter. You have a long 10-foot pole, you're taking it, you're running hard, you're sticking it, you're going all the way to the 11 feet, 20 feet, 150 feet, or whatever they go, and you have to jump. So before using a pole, you have to understand the pole very well. Understand which pole is better for you. What is the tensile strength of the pole? And before that, you have to exercise to do everything, all the things you have to do. You have to use the pole. You go to the pole, you do it, you go there, down feet, you have to now jump. You say, good pole. It came with me all the while. Because of this, I came this high. Now, how bad it is to leave it at the appropriate time. How can I leave the same thing that brought me up here? And you don't leave the pole, what happens? You fall down. The success is letting go of the pole and crossing over, not holding the pole and falling down. That means that all the things we use, all the scriptural reading, the ritualistic portion we do, there comes a time where you need the Vichakshana Jnana, the Vivek Shakti, Vairagya, to let go and cross over. So, even all this exercise is very important, easy to assume a divine figure, a divine force, a god, goddess. Very important, very useful. Important, useful. For 99% of people, it is like a medicine. We need that. I need the energy tablets, the glucose tablets to go up the mountain. Once in a while, I take a pill, so that I get energy. I drink some Gatorade to go up. Without that, I can. Some people do that, but most of us, we need that. That Saguna Bhakti is very important. You can go without that. People have done it. But it is kind of a stupidity not to use a good medicine to go. Right? Bhakti is very important. So, Bhakti is what helps us in the form of divinifying, personifying the energy conduits. The energy available for me to exercise, to stimulate, to go to one level above, easy to personify that energy and then meditate on the energy, get familiar with the energy and transcend that energy is the method. So the subject matter looks like very esoteric, very ritualistic. That is the language, that is the terminology. But once you understand that, look, this is an important thread that I'm using to go. So hold on. So they are given names. They are given names for each of those avarna. First one they call Trilokam Mohana Chakram, the Gopuram. Then Sarvasa Pariporak Chakram. They give names, and names have meanings too. Sarva Sankshopana Chakram, Sarva Saubhagyadayaka Chakram, Sarva Vichanaka Chakram, Sarva Rakshaka Chakram, Sarva Roga Chakram, Sarva Anandamaya Chakram. They are given names. Sarva means complete. First is Mohana, entanglement. Like the word is entanglement, very enticing. So the world we live in is the enticing material world. That's where you're there. You have to get out of that first thing. You have to get some powers. Go next one. Sarva Asa. All the desires they get fulfilled. Then go next one. You get some kind of a Sankshobana. You get some kind of a I want to know more. I want to know more. The Sankshobana. Agitation, right? Then once you start going up there, you get Saubhagya. You get some columns. Then you get some protection from obstacles. Then you get all the sickness that you have will go away. Then you go. So that is a modeling. Next slide, please. Yeah, I put the same thing I told in English. Okay. Each one is Gopuram, 16 petals, 18 petals. Okay. I said there is a hankering in the heart for some unknown desire. So each one is one of them. Give that. Okay. They give time. Next slide, please. Okay. The title of the talk also says Kargamala. Okay. So last time I didn't finish Kargamala. Like I said in the very beginning, Lalita Sahasranamam is a complete text of Sri Vidya. It's amazing book. If you want to know more about the book, if you know Telugu, buy. If you already did, open it. Read the book published by Samadam Samasamada called Lalita Vidya. This thick book, some 1,000 pages. Man, that book is awesome. First time, like anything else you read, you get some understanding. The more you study, actually, Samadam Samasamada spent a lot of effort in explaining Sri Vidya, the embedded cosmic Bijakshas, everything in the book. So, if anybody wants to go beyond Parayanam and want to understand, the first step would be to buy that book. I'm sure most of us bought it. Open the book, read it. Very useful. Then, I said 15, right? The sound vibrations they gave, they call 15. Panchadasi. Okay? They said this divinity, this whole divinity of the whole Sri Chakra, which is Devi, which is eventually you yourself, is actually can be accessed by vibrating of 15 sounds. Okay? They are given the concept of Bijakshara, the seed sound. Like any seed, you cultivate the seed, it grows inside you. A seed property is once you cultivate it, it grows into a big tree with a beautiful tree and flowers. Each of these sounds, ka, ha, e, la, ri, and then there are 15 sounds are there. How the sages have come up them as the seed sounds, people like me won't know. Okay, I'm sure people can research. People have done research. Why a particular sound is a seed sound as opposed to another sound we don't know, like Om. Why is Om in Bijakshara? We just believe and we do an empirical verification validation of it. Okay, we just start it and we find results of it. But I'm sure the sages have found in their intuition that a sound is a Bijakshara. If you meditate on a sound, it grows into something makes you better. That 50 are those sounds. Whole Sri Chakra, Sri Vidya is play of the 15 sounds. You say, what is that? Vagbhava Kotam. What is the three lines of the Lata Hasana? No. Kadikaryata Paryanta. Right? So they said, okay, this part is called Vagbhava Kotam. First 4 sounds of Panchadasi. Okay? First point, Ayala, Ri, is your Vagbhava Kotam. It energizes something. The next 6 are Kamaraja Kotam. Then next 5 are Shakti Kotam, right? They're given. And somewhere you need, people like me can't explain why they divided like this, but people have done research, the books, and as I'm reading more, that's why I said the demystifying is a present continuous tense. I'm still unraveling it. Okay, I haven't demystified it completely. So, but they are given these regions in the body, and body said this: body is a C chakra. You can go from top down or bottom up. You do everything. So they are given this part as one vibration. Use this Panchadasi, this one, and in that they said, okay, to make simplify, they have Bala mantra. Those who are into Parayana know this terminology. Panchadasi is the, of course, Shodasi is there, but before Shodasi, they said Panchadasi, made it on the 15 syllables. But even to get there, start with Bala. This 15, 3, 3, 3, in 3 parts, again one word. Aim, clean, Sau. They given 3 syllables and said, in the beginning, just do this. You don't even need Panchadasi. If you are very judicious and doing this one, just vibrate on Aim, clean, Sau. As you vibrate, focus on different part of the body. These are called Bala mantra. Bala is 9-year-old Devi, allegorically. They said, just use these 3 sounds. Aim, clean, Sau, Sau, clean, Aim clean, Sau, Sau, clean, Aim clean, Sau, Sau, clean, Aim. Keep doing it. You energize your body. Without you knowing, your intuition goes up. Because the gamma rays and gamma waves are going up without you knowing it. You are getting the somehow your mind is becoming more intuitive. You will get there. That's what I did. So each layer has sounds. Now, like I said, you can go up by doing this Panchadasis, but easy to use switchbacks. Those who don't know mountaineering may not know the word switchback. Switchback is, if you're going to a mountain, go like this, slowly go this way, left, slowly, so go around slowly, go. Switchbacks are those mechanisms where it makes going up a mountain easier. Gradient, okay? So, in going through the 9 levels of awareness, instead of going straight, you can go straight. Kriya Yoga does that. By using bandhas, Sadhguru Digyavasudeva's Isha Yoga. They're all trying to push it hard from bottom up, this awareness. Okay? This Bhakti Marga, using Bhakti, pull from top to take you there. Bhakti is pulling from top. Kriya Yoga, push from bottom. There are techniques to do that. So people who follow Kriya Yoga, they do that. They use that technique, bandhas and mudras, and they use all of them to push it. Okay, awareness. Or use a switchback mechanism to go up. That switchback mechanism is to find those gradients at each level, try to master those gradients and go up. That is called Khadgamala. Okay, Khadgamala takes these 9 levels, this whole C chakra, breaks it up into 9 levels. Each level, it gives certain powers called yoginis. Okay, gives a preceding deity. Again, people who are rational and those who don't believe in the word, the moment you use yogini, chakreswari, they get put off. Right? But these are all terminology. The terminology, like instead of using alpha, theta, gamma, using in a complex equation, they're using this chakreswari, yogini, and all. So they're given each level a preceding deity. So there's a mechanism. As you enter, you worship the yogini. Then you understand the powers in that particular chakra. Then you say that Chakreshwari, go to the next level. Do that. Understand where those big blocks in the switchbacks, big steps that you have to somehow get familiar and go up. How to go up, how to use the poles, trekking poles to go up, how to use better shoes to go up. All those things is to understand Khadgamala better. Okay? Khadgamala, like anything else in Hinduism, is a sloka form. Next slide, please. So they've taken the whole thing. I said, okay, Let us give some names, some energy points. Okay, and the first one is triangle. Is it okay? First, like in last week I said, in Hinduism, whenever you do any puja, like last time example I gave is, if you are let Modi comes, Prime Minister Modi comes to our house, are we inviting? We are not Modi, we are nobody, but Modi decided to come to our house. We immediately call and say, Sir, among the people I know, or the most famous person, can you come to my house, please? Why? I'm getting Modi. I better have somebody who's better than me next to me, so that I can invite a better person. We tend to bring a divine figure, a superior figure than us, to receive a superior figure. If you have nobody, you put a Ponakummo. Ponakummo is symbol and say, look, I'm not complete, I'm not in your level to invite you. Symbolically, I put a Ponakummo. With the Ponakummo, I become you. So I have qualified myself, I have risen myself up to invite you. But I can't hold Ponakummo all the way or take it away. I put it aside. So all pujas, we have this called nyasas. Anganyasa, all of them, right? So that is, you divinify your body. First you say, okay, my leg is one. So you divinify, then you temporarily elevate yourself into the figure you are inviting, invite the figure, transact, and it's very difficult to be at the high level. So please go back. I go back to my lab as a practice, right? So that Nyasa Devata, Thiro Devi, Hridaya Devi, Neta Devi, Vasa Devi, these are all techniques that you use as a Bahya. Once you go to the Antar Samaradhana, they become, you are already unified. You don't have to do those Nyasas every time you do puja. Only when you're doing Sandhya Vandanam every day morning, you are doing Nyasa. But once you become a monk, you don't do Sandhya Vandanam, you don't do Nyasa. Right? So people like us do Nyasa because we are still counting with fingers. So we do Nyasa. So that is Nyasa. Then they have taken this Tidinitya. The 15, first they said the 15 sound, the aspects, as time aspects. So they worship time, Tidinitya. So they put in the different points. Next slide, please. Then they started explaining in Khadgamala. This is now the structure of Khadgamala. Khadgamala starts with Dhyana. Then as a parampara, because the whole Srividya is very rooted in Guru Sishya parampara. So the next sloka you read in Khadgamala is paying our obedience to the teachers. So there is a Guru parampara. So there are 12 great people, Lopamudra, Agastya, Manmadha, they are there. People added their own teachers. So then comes from bottom up. So they said, first bottommost. You see, I took this one from Nandu Srinivas's YouTube channel. Now, I haven't had time to investigate where he got the positions. Why it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Why 1 is there, 3 is somewhere else, 2 is somewhere, I don't know yet. But I am assuming that he did the research. But my hope is I will do more research. Not single point reference, but I get more reference. So he has given the points and he has given Anima Siddhi. Okay? And you take them, you familiarize with how to energize those aspects. So you get some powers. Now, this can be powers like Hanuman becoming very big, very small, Ashta Siddhi Navani Diga Data, right? Or simply my Navarasas are becoming better. I'm becoming better in my humor and Rasam and Shanta. So as I'm trying to become better human being, I need to become more aesthetic. What differentiates us from animals? We have something called rasa, rasaspadana, that differentiates human being from animal. So to become sensitive to the rasas is that bhusiddhi, asiddhi. Okay. Then you have mano vikara, six vikaras. Okay. And that's punya and papa. This is represented as Ashtamapurusha, second square. Okay, very symbolically. Then you have mudras. There is a technique of vibrating a particular energy place with some mudras. They are given 10 mudras. Okay, so this is first level, very first level. There's a mantra for this. So you say Anuma Siddhi, Mahima Siddhi, Garima Siddhi, Isvasa Siddhi. You by rote you memorize it. Then you by rote you memorize the positions. Then once you take the 6 chakra out, you know exactly where they are. Then you next slide please. Okay, then you have the next level called the 18 petals. Okay, then this is called Sabhasa Paripura Chakram. That means all your desires are getting fulfilled. Kamakashi, Buddhakashi, Ahankarakashi, Shabdakashi, these are all the sloka words. You just chant it. But the meaning behind it is, okay, try to get to better in ego, better in hearing. Because these are all tools and instruments required to do better inquiry. Okay, be very receptive. Use your panchendriyas better way. The all powers you already have, which you don't use. You don't pay attention to what we hear. You don't see things as they're supposed to be seen. You don't feel the touch. All of them are different powers you already have, but sensitivize it. Okay? These are all, so in the beginning, you do it as a very rote, I'm trying to do as if it's some devata. Deva, the very word Deva is Div, shines. Hearing is a power that I have to shine. And again, all of us, we have preceding deities. Hearing has a preceding deity, walk has a preceding deity. We are given, it's all terminology that we use, not that Agni is sitting here or Indra is sitting here, not like that. It is a word we give as a power. I may have an ear, but I can't hear. What is that? Oh, that unknown that makes my ear hear something is a deity, because it shines some external aspect into my mind. Through hearing, I can understand something better. Okay, that particular aspect that makes my ear a hearing instrument is a deity. Okay, without that, I'm useless. Hence, it's sacred. Hence, it's divine. That is the whole concept. So you go to the next level. Now you become this. Next level, please. Next slide. Yeah. Then you get, like I said, now you are slowly elevating your sadhana, and now you get agitated. Okay, getting agitated. Say, now I want to know more. I want to know what it is. I have all this jignasa, this sanshobana. Ananda kusuma, ananda mekala. There are like 5 powers of tanmendriyas and speech and movement and pravrutti, nivrutti, upeksha. Different aspects of our being. I'm energizing them. That is this level. Next slide, please. Now you have reached a stage. Here is where Mooladharika Nilaya Brahmagandhi Vivekini. Manipurantaralita Vishnugandhi Vivekini. So up till here, now you are at this point physically. If you have to project it in the body, your awareness, you are not subhuman anymore. You're not animal, you're not intelligent, you are a disciplined person. You are now get up in the morning at 4 o'clock, do some exercise, take a bath, do Surya Namaskara, sit, do some puja. You have a discipline in life. You have a method to your madness. You not just get up whenever you want. You have to get up, drink the coffee, or watch TV, watch WhatsApp. It's not like that. Not intelligent. You have certain discipline you put into your life. First thing in the morning, you are getting up. You are doing some puja. You're taking a bath. You're brushing your teeth. You're taking a bath. And immediately you're sitting in front of, you're going out, doing some exercise, doing some pranayama. Then sitting in front of God, doing some meditation. Now you are becoming human. That is being human. Okay? We think that is something being spiritual. No, it is being human. Otherwise, you are animals. That is the vision of our sages. We think, I do Sandhya Vandanam. You don't do? Oh, okay. We think doing Sandhya Vandanam is great. Okay? Sandhya Vandanam or morning Anushthanam is being human. That's it. Nothing great. But brushing my teeth, I'm not solving world problems. Okay? You're a human, you're expected to brush your teeth. You don't brush your teeth, you lose your health. So by being yourself, you're brushing teeth. Doesn't make you a great man. Same way. Doing these things make us human. Now comes, I want to become superhuman. Now comes more serious meditation. This level, Sarva Saubhagyata. Now I'm getting more powers of that is superhuman powers. Okay, that is, I'm able to perceive things better. I'm able to concentrate better. I'm able to focus better. Okay, I'm able to interact with people better. I'm able to get rid of my Arshad Vargas, ego. These are all becoming superhuman, right? Human, yeah, I'm healthy, but I have still egos. I have anger, I have isha, dvesha, unai. But now the part of spirituality is slowly unravel those problems you have. That makes a human human to become divine. Next level becomes they are given a physical meaning, 15 lokas plus 14 nadis, Ida, Pingala, Sushumna. Out of 76,000 nadis, they found 14 major nadis. Out of 14, 3 are major nadis. By doing this, the energy flow, the concept is by doing this energy flow is now more regulated in these 14 nadis. It is not symbolic. They are not just symbolic. Sri Vidya is not just symbolic alone. It's symbolic to understand the tattvam. It is practical to actually act like a catalyst to make you better. Just like doing some yoga makes you better. While doing it, if anybody has attended yoga, Manaka's yoga, I say, now focus on your calf muscles. As if focusing makes it calf muscle better. It does. The science is that where you put your focus while you are working out makes the thing actually better. Okay, it's a proven science now. It is not esoteric, mystical anymore. Your mind, while you are working out, you do lifts. Okay, now stretch completely. You're doing dumbbells. Pay attention to your hand, very slow. As if paying attention to hand makes this exercise better. It does. Exactly the same thing. These things, you are paying attention to the energy activation to make better. So next slide. Next slide. Next you have 10. These 10 are now you're going to pranas. There are 10 pranas. Most of us know 5 pranas. But there are 5 more pranas or pranas. Like ability to close your eyes. Some people can't close their eyes. Okay? Yawning. That's a prana. If you can't yawn, you're in trouble. Okay? So, like when something happens, body decomposes. Without decomposition, dangerous. If a wound happens, the cells have to decompose so that it heals. The decomposition is a prana. Right? Other than breathing, circulation, digestion, getting all things out, these are all major pranas. The small thing, ability to close my eyes, ability to yawn, ability to blink, okay, yawning, hunger, thirst. If you don't feel thirsty and hunger, you're in danger. Right? Your body is losing water, but if you don't feel thirsty, you don't drink water. So the having thirst is a prana inactivation. Like this, we have 10 pranas. These 10 pranas are posited in this chakra. So when you energize this better, the pranic energy becomes better. Right? So you do this. Next level. Yeah. Then sarvarakshan. Now starts, now you are getting very, very, very now more refined in your practice. Right? Now you are at a state of practice. You are now every day you're spending an hour and a half. Not just walking 4 miles a day or 10 miles a day or for 4 hours. Now you are actually using a guru, a person who knows your body very well, and you're using the techniques they are given. Now you have become a very efficient person. So, okay, the powers behind the pranas is energized here. Again, 10. One is bahya, one is antara. This is bahya chakram, antara chakram. Okay. Next one. Yeah. Then your body is becoming healing better now. It's a body, mind, I said all bodies, not just the physical body. Cooling, heating, sukha, dukkha, desire, sattva, rajatamo, all these aspects, they're healing better. Okay? Sarvaroga Haradakram, which is now the 8. Right? Next one. Go back one, okay? You see the positions. I want to do more research on these positions. Not in this case, the previous one. The positions are not in sequence. There are certain positions. So my speculation is there are some energy conduits that you have to, by the particular zone, Each one has a sound also, beat akshara, right? As you do that, that energizes that aspect better. That's my speculation. Okay, because now that I know this is now slowly becoming a science, the more research we have to do. Why this particular sound is here, not here? That is some research has to happen. I'm sure somebody is doing it, somebody will do it. People like we just follow somebody did it. But all those points in the beginning, you have to memorize them. Okay, when you memorize it, okay, then you get the triangle. Now here is where now this triangle has a lot of meaning. Okay, one philosophical meaning is like I spoke in last session. Any act you want to do, anything you want to do, it starts with a thought. Right? The first thought is that's now start the domino effect of performing an action. That thought is called sankalpa siddhi. Okay? You have to get a thought, a sankalpa. Then the thought has to not be a fleeting thought, but thought has to become more serious thought. It becomes icha. I need to become icha. So become icha shakti. Okay, now I have desire to do something. Start doing it. It becomes kriya shakti. Doing it. How to do? I have to know what to do, how to do. Jnana shakti. So one sankalpa shakti, a thought, has become more grossified, more tangible now. Become icha, kriya, jnana shakti. And that will again cascade down to do a lot of other things. But every act is sankalpa shakti, icha shakti, jnana shakti, kriya shakti. Hence, each one has Demystifying, Bhagavan, Vajreshwari, Kameshwari. They give names. I'm sure there's a meaning behind all of them. But for us to understand that terminology, like cricket law, you have to know what LBW is. Okay? Without leg before wicket has no meaning. What leg before wicket? Only when you know cricket, LBW has a meaning. Okay? Same way, Mahavajreshwari, Mahakameshwari, Bhagavan, these are less words. Only when you go into the subject matter, they make more meaningful. Bhagha means Kanti. So it is Ahankara, right? Or fire, or Surya, Vajreshwari, Indra, Kameshwari, Chandra. Okay? We are controlled by mind, sun, and moon. All of us. Indra, mind, the Chandra, mind, Indra, Surya, like this. So they given symbolic philosophically, but also they are given the some symbolism meaning to understand how we act. Like I said in the last thing, I want to put a bomb. I got a sankalpa bomb. Good. I want to really put it. I got to really put a bomb. The sankalpa has become icha. Now I have learned. I started making bomb making. Okay, kriya shakti. I learned how to make a bomb. Jnana shakti. I put a bomb. I'm successful. Same sankalpa shakti. Icha shakti, jnana shakti, kriya shakti. From a God point of view, both are same. I want to do great, world great, sankalpam. I did great. I started an organization. I did great world. Same thing. From our human sensitivity point of view, one is good, one bad. God's point of view, both are same. Okay. This Vidya is from our point of view, not from God's point of view. All this sadhana is from human being, not for God to become better. So, for us, putting a bomb is bad because it comes back and destroys the society, destroys the whole thing. Hence, our sankalpa has to be better. Sankalpa Shakti by energy, same. But sankalpa Shakti, in the context of human being, a good sankalpa, bad sankalpa. The good sankalpa is where that Krishna said in the whole chapter is you are a human being, you have to become better, not become demon. Sankalpa Shakti, Ravanasura also has same Sankalpa Shakti, greatness. But so whole Daivata Sampati Vibhava Yoga is just to say, from your context, you become better. The whole thing is there. Underlying, we hear about tantrics who have become like Maya Bazar and Patala Bhairava or Isvaranga. He's a tantric. He has great powers, but he used so the devotional aspect, some of the yama niyamas are very useful. So you go there. Next, once you go here, the next level is Bindu. The Bindu is Sivasakta Yukto Yadvati and Soundarvahino. Here, the masculine feminine is actually very, very difficult to say. They say it's combined. Beyond that, beyond Bindu is where the ultimate reality is. Beyond witness, beyond Turiya. Okay? In witness, who says he's a witness? Witness is only the witnesshood of somebody is only when I'm seeing somebody. If you're not there, I'm not witness anymore. Right? If I say I'm a witness, I'm in Turiya, I'm a witness. The witnesshood is only possible if there is something to witness. If the whole thing is not there, if the witness is not there. In Vedanta, we say, oh, Turiya is, I slept very well. How do you know you slept very well? You're sleeping. How did you see you were sleeping very well? I know. Oh, there is a witness who is also present when everything is absent. Right? That we call Turiya Sthiti. But Gaudapada says in Mandukya Upanishad, that is not real. Okay? The ultimate reality doesn't even have a witnesshood.
There is no second thing.
Yeah, there's no witnesshood also. Witnesshood is what we consider as the Turiya Sthiti, but in reality, it is not. That is the Paramatma, that is your true self. But in our existence, manifestation, ultimately you can go. When you go here, when you become one with the Purusha, divine, what it means is that you are not dependent on anybody for your happiness. If you have to bring it back to the secular words that is useful for kids, say, look, you have to be self-confident. Becoming very good in what you do to the best of your abilities. And your abilities are superior abilities. Okay? Then you are not worried about what others think about you. You're not worried about whether you are achieving something or not. You are at peace. You are happy all the time. That is that Bindu step. And that is another perfection. Okay? It's so good that within 2 weeks you are getting Devi Navaratri. I know that you do get puja there. But I'm so glad that we are speaking today in preparation for Devi Navaratri. By thinking about Goddess, Devi, and looking at this, we are still assuming that we are at starting level. But we are all 60 plus, most of us. My son is 30. Okay? But what I want to impress upon people like Anirudh and everybody is, don't wait till you're 60 to start what should have been at 10. Okay? Eventually, you get the same sankshodhana, same agitation. It is inevitable. The inevitable in human evolution that there comes a point where you question everything. No point in not starting right now. They're prepared. That is, they say Hinduism is great. It's not a emotional statement because the subject matter that they gave us gives you the enormous ability to inquire. Not just say, I accept you as my God, I go to heaven. Not a simple matter of faith statement. They have given the wherewithals. If you question, answer is given. Nobody says, that's it. It is God's will. Nowhere in Hinduism it says God's will. The people we meet may say it's God's will. The gurus we meet, they may not be able to explain to us that it's beyond God's will. But there are gurus available. There are books available that depending on how much you can question, the answers are available. That is our heritage. That going to gym every day morning will not take you. You have to go to gym every day morning and work out. But you have to do a total body workout. You do total body workout. Better start from the very beginning. And that For people like us who are more ritualistic, Alda Sahasranam Parayana, Saundarya Parayana. Thank goodness I took this subject. Otherwise, I would have never read Saundarya ever. It's a very complicated book. Okay? Because I took this subject, now I have to, if I have to speak about something, I have to read about something. The more you read Saundarya, that is one book. Sankaracharya has embedded so much of Sivika concepts. I'm still beginning. I'm just beginning. But it is fantastic. Lalita Sahasranam, 1,000 names. Last 34 thanks to Managaru. We started reading it for 20 years now. Yeah, 20 years now. But thank goodness I started 20 years now. 20 years back. 20 years later, I'm able to now understand it better. Am I stupid for not starting 20 years back? Probably yes, I am. I wasted 20 years. Okay? But I believe in karma theory, so nothing is wasted. But the book, Lalita Sahasranam, as you are reading it, see if you can go slightly more than that. What happens is, the joy you get is different. The joy of knowing a meaning of a word is more palpable. You don't have to know the complete tattva behind it. Just know the meaning of the word, not the bahya sound. Not just bahya meaning. Just knowing the word meaning. When Swami Sarma explain things, we feel great. Why? Because the revealing of the meaning itself gives you joy. Not just tattva itself, just meaning. The more meaning you read, you are really like overwhelmed with this jaw-dropping beauty behind this vision these people have, and put in a beautiful format that after 5,000, 10,000 years still available as a format that today I can go back to the original glory and understand it. That is the heritage. So for us, now briefly on Lalita Trishati. Lalita Trishati is nothing but Panchadasi. The 15 letters we have. 15 Bijaksharas. These 15 Bijaksharas, on properly meditating, will reveal the full tattvic meaning behind your body, which is Chakram itself. Your body is Chakram. Self-enquiry is know yourself. What does it mean? It means not who am I, who am I, who am I. Answer is your stupid fellow, your stupid fellow, stupid fellow. Simply asking who am I will probably give back and say you're a stupid fellow. There has to be a method in asking question, who am I? Not simply saying, who am I? There has to be a method. Just because Ramana Maharshi asked, we may not ask the same question. We have to ask with a methodology of asking question. That who am I is understanding your body. Understanding your body is not physically understanding, I have a heart, I have clogs in the body, I have no BP, all my ACLs are good, all my blood sugars are not that. That is one level of understanding. Understanding the whole makeup of your individuality, which makes you an individual. Not to become individual, become beyond individual, you are no individual. That's a self-enquiry. A self-enquiry is this whole Chakram. When you do that, when you read Lalita Sahasranam now, you understand yourself better. As long as you read it as worshipping God with 1,000 names, Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. Okay? We can try. We may get punya. We can't deny punya. Punya will come. Punya is something that you have to exhaust. You have no choice. What you do, you are a bhokta. If you do punya, it has to be exhausted. Suddenly you get a lottery. Exhausted, gone. Okay? So reading Lalita Sahasranam is good, you get punya. What punya does? Punya gives you an opportunity in the sense of having a nice house, less headaches, less problems, less punya. So that now you're not worried about the world problems, you're worried about your problem. That is the effect of punya. So reading Lalita Sahasranam is, I'm not saying don't read it because you get punya. The effect of punya is now you have ability to find time to come here. For example, right? For example, assuming that I gave you some more inner meaning behind something, you are able to find time, not say, oh, Sudesh, he's just like me. What is he going to tell me? Right? But you said, let me listen to him. That sankalpam became kriya, ichcha, kriya shakti, made you come here. Because of the punya you did by reading another sasanam. That punya you did reading another sasanam came as a sankalpa and said, let me go spend 2 hours from woodlands. 1 hour they drove and came, from Pearland they came here. That is the manifestation of punya. You cannot deny it. You could have not come. Manaka called so many people. They didn't come. Because, not that coming here is punya and going home is not punya. It's very egotistical. But what I'm saying is, reading Nalda Sahasanamam, reading, doing puja, going to temples, will definitely accrue punya. Which is essential for your sankalpa to become ichcha shakti. Otherwise, sankalpa will remain sankalpa, will not become shakti. But the joy you get, the joy. Taittiriya Upanishad gives it, tries to quantify this joy. There's, oh, imagine a person who has all the things available. You are a king, you are a prince, you are like everything healthy. That is the ground zero, 1 of punya. Then it gives how punya, and finally says self-inquiry of knowing this tattva is the highest bliss. Same way, see if you can spend some time to understand what they are doing. Please do Teresi Ramachandran. Understand what Teresi means. Oh, I read Ramayana, I know the story of Rama is one level of Teresi. There is a multi-layered Teresi. You have to know. Then it's palpable. Then the opportunity we have in the form of human birth. This is what everybody says. Yes. Human birth is an opportunity. Nobody can tell, probably only someone like Krishna can tell why you are born at this time. Why you are born as a human being, not as a lizard. Nobody can tell. Nobody can tell how you are born again. They say you are born again as something, karma theory. But will you be born in this family, in this place, with this level? Nobody can tell. Hence, they say Sudurlabam. Getting human life is Sudurlabam. Nobody knows the formula why you became human. Because you become human, it is asinine not to make use of the opportunity. We all have to become Parikshit. Parikshit, 7 days he has. It's only 7 days. Sukha said, oh, 2 many days. 1 day is good enough. But in 7 days, Parikshit, from somebody like us, Grihastha, became enlightened. Because every minute became precious. We don't value our time. We don't value our time at all. I will watch Netflix today. I'll watch something tomorrow. But Parikshit, once you become Parikshit's food, wow. It's like that Liam Neeson's character in what is that World War movie? Schindler's List. In the end, he says, oh, I should have sold his watch. I could have saved some more people. He comes to a state, the topic state, he says, why did not sell this watch? I could have saved 2 more people. Parikshit food is, wow, why did I waste half an hour yesterday? Making use of every minute with a discipline. Swadhyaya tapas Isvara Pranidhana Kriya Yoga. This makes you a human. Swadhyaya tapas. This kind of dedicated, disciplined lifestyle. For that, Sri Vidya is a good template. We don't have to do Sri Vidya. Every day morning we get up, do Surya Namaskara, do Pranayama, do some meditation is good enough for our level. The God's grace, they use the word God's grace, which looks like very ritualistic, is that if you start there, God will hold your hand, will take you to the next level. Will finally give you a book you come across a book. How it happens, nobody knows. Right? You start there. You don't have to say, oh, let me start Vidya. You don't need that. Take your first step. When they use this devotional jargon, you just raise your hand. God will hold you. What it means is that you make your first step. Get up in the morning, do your exercise, sit for 10 minutes, do pranayama, do all yajna, japa yajna, maha, just do japa. Once you start doing it, opportunities open up. Amazing. How this is because we don't know, we call God's grace. There must be some formula behind it. We don't know that. We call God's grace. We start that, let us lead a disciplined life. You will find out that you will automatically lead Vidya life. Now, Vidya, if you are interested, you can get into that. It's very esoteric, very laborious. I got into that. I found out at my level and my age and my thing, the actual Vidya, doing it, I should have done 30, 40 years back. It's very elaborate. It takes Navavarana Puja, takes 8 hours. They say, do Kadgamala is almost equivalent to Navavarana Puja. Okay? So, we don't have to do the full ritualistic portion of Vidya. You can do this. Eventually, you can do Bala Mantra, good enough, and you will find that we actually become very happy. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. I hope I covered a little bit more than what I was doing before, and I give you some flavor of what Chakra is, what Kadgamala is, and hopefully I've given you enough enticement to read more, study more, and next time I talk, please come again.
I'm stopping the recording. I'm stopping the recording.